Hi everyone, welcome to the 8th devlog for Embark. Embark is finally launching on Steam Early Access next week. Very exciting stuff. So for that, we have the new 0.5 update for Embark. First off, we have the new terrain preview system. As you can see, you can now see your starting area in 3D. So you have a better idea of the kind of terrain in your starting area. And as you've noticed, together with this, we also have a new biome system. So there's different types of biomes. You have the grassland, desert, jungle, your normal stuff. With the new biome generation, we've also tweaked the terrain generation quite a bit. I think one of the big improvements is last time there used to be many different types of grass in the same area, and it kind of looked bad because, well, if you look in the real world, it's quite uncommon to have many different ground types in the same area. It looked really like patchy. So now we have fixed ground type per biome, and I think the maps look better. A side effect of this new terrain preview system is that it's made it easier to kind of debug the terrain generation algorithms too, because I can kind of see it in real time and tweak it. So I think the terrain generation is quite improved. It's faster too, and the save files are smaller. Another thing we have is we have our new faces. There should be more variety in faces. We're using kind of blend shapes to have different faces for your colonists, so they kind of look more different now. Although because it's random, some of them look a bit horrifying. But yeah, that will have to slowly tweak and improve. The next new feature we have is the new temperature system. So there has been a temperature system in Embark, but hasn't been really fleshed out. Now temperature will play a bigger part. We have temperature which flows between rooms. It gets conducted through the walls, it gets conducted through the doors as well. And there are a few sources of heat. You see here I have a fireplace which generates heat, and creatures generate their own heat as well. Of course, not much compared to fireplaces. And certain buildings like the kitchen will generate heat in a room. So creatures also now have a better reaction to heat or cold. They'll try to seek shelter if they get too cold, and they can also spend some time in the freezing cold before they start to before they seek shelter, so they can sort of run out and quickly grab something or do stuff outside before getting too cold, and coming back in to warm up. With the temperature updates, food is also now perishable. So if it's too the rate at which it decomposes is also dependent on the temperature. So it's an extra challenge if during summer or in maps which are hotter than normal. The rate at which heat gets conducted is also reliant on the material type of the wall. The stronger the material, the better the room is insulated. But of course you don't want it to be too insulated as well, because the room can get really hot if it's too small and with a big fireplace. So yeah, you don't want to cook your colonists to death. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention as well, the rate at which food spoils is also dependent on it raining. If you leave it outside in the rain, it will spoil faster. And there's also an evaporative cooler you can build which uses water to cool down a room to make rooms colder. I realized with the new biome system that the biomes needed different plant types for each biome, and we're sort of short on plant models now. And I'm also haven't been very happy with the plant models. I think that's one of the weaknesses graphics wise now. I mean art. One of the weaknesses art wise now. So the next patch will focus on revamping all the plant assets and the plant rendering system as well. Next up, we also have a new room quality requirements. Now they require a proper wall and floor and lighting as well. With the wall and floor, the colonists now prefer if the walls are made of man-made materials, like the stone walls or wooden walls. You also have a quick way to replace all the walls in a room, to order them to replace all the walls. So that should have rooms looking nicer as well, but also kind of balance the sort of balance between underground building and above ground building, because as it is now, it's or rather before it was always so much easier to just build everything underground, because you get your rooms for free. You don't have to worry about building the materials required for the walls. So it was just a lot of effort to build above ground with not much reward, rather. And so with the new system, you pretty much have to replace the walls if you build underground, if you want the maximum quality rooms. So that kind of equalizes it out. And with the lighting as well, the lighting is dependent on whether the room has access to natural light or whether there's a torch inside the room. So this is fine because it has the fireplace inside, but otherwise there's no lighting, and your colonists are not satisfied with the quality of the room. So again, if you build it above ground, then you can just have a window to satisfy that requirement. Really very often requested thing was for pools of water to refill. I actually found out that the reason a lot of people were complaining that the water ran out so fast was there was actually a bug with the water pump, which was basically destroying like a lot of water when you pumped water. So that should be fixed now. So you shouldn't be draining like huge pools of water for no reason. And also the rain now replenishes water in pools. I haven't really had a chance to test it properly, so I'm not sure if it's too much or too insignificant now. But yeah, when it rains, your existing pools of water should slowly refill themselves. With the new biomes, there's also new crop types. There's now wheat and rice, which requires processing in the kitchen first. The intention is to have a new mill building to process it, but for now it's just done in the kitchen as well. So you need to process it before you can use it in meals. Another thing new is a better job UI system. So as you can see, there's now a little icon here to show who is assigned the tool for the job. So it's easier to see where the tools are assigned and to see how good each person is at the job, and it gives you a better breakdown of what influences job quality and speed. That's all I have for this devlog. Pretty excited for the Steam launch next week. I've been pretty amazed at the response on Steam. Steam has been like really great. It's like given the game a lot of traffic, so I'm really grateful for that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what people say next week when it launches on Steam. Thanks everyone.